What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Leela again. I just wanted to talk to you guys about my cousins real quick, David, Eugene, and Kevin. And I want to talk about my brother John real quick. And I just want to say that they all got charged early in life. They were young teenagers when these judges gave them 10-year sentences or more. And I just feel like that's no way to teach the youth, you know? Like, I just wish that somebody could have mentored these guys and to becoming successful adults instead of putting them behind bars and making it a system for failure for them to keep on getting put in jail for a long extended amount of times. I'm not trying to say that what they did was good or whatever, because obviously they got punished for it, but I feel like it did nothing for them. Most of my cousins did not get a trade or a GED or anything while they were in juvenile intake, transitioning to prison, to jail, then prison. And I just think that it's a shame. And I'm sure that times have changed, and maybe judges don't give out such cruel punishments, but it gave these men a life predicted of failure, because once you are in the system, even if it is juvenile intake or even if it is the foster care, they have written reports on you. They're monitoring your actions, and when you fuck up in the home or when you fuck up in the detention center or in the prison, everything that you do is being documented down, so when you present your case in front of a judge, you look like a horrible person. And I just want to say that it took some of the best years of their life that they should have been kids. So to me, it's not fair. It's not fair that a judge can sentence, a 15-year-old child that hasn't committed murder 10 years in prison. I don't understand that. I won't ever understand it, because I believe that when you're a child, especially in your background, there's a lot of poor kids out here that come from poor families. Most of the time, either the parents are addicted to drugs, or the children are fending for themselves. But maybe if you know we could step in and really help these kids, to be successful. That's why I said in a previous video, if foster care is supposedly the best outlet for my children, then I can only hope and pray that they are going to make them to be self-efficient men. And what I mean about that is, I'm their mom, and I want them to graduate. Since I had my first child, I want them to graduate. I got my GED because how can I tell you to graduate if I never graduated? So I got my GED, and I will do anything to make sure that my boys graduate. Some kids don't have that drive or that parent that is pushing them. But maybe if they had a little encouragement from early on in life, it would have made them more successful. Me growing up, people didn't care. I learned when I choked that boy when I was 13 years old, for turning off the computer. I realized then that nobody cares about me. And I hate to say it, but they put my three cousins and my brother into prison because they thought no one cared. But we do care. I do care, because it forever changed our life. After my grandmother died, if my brother didn't have such a harsh sentence, maybe he could have took custody of me and my brother instead of us ending up in foster care and only spending about 2 years of our adult life together. It just sucks. And I feel like when you hit rock bottom and you try to dig your way out and you try to get on top, just like, My cousins, they had to go through several classes and, rehabilitation or drug court or any of that. And I believe that if somebody could have mentored these boys at an early age, then we could have had a more successful rating instead of overpopulation of prison. Because let me tell you something. Putting a boy in prison at 18, like I can think back to when I was 18, and the world is a big scary place, you know what I'm saying? And to be in prison and to be confined with criminals that has been doing this for years and probably will have to spend a lifetime. I'm sure they were taught and told things of how to get things easy when they got out into the real world, and all that did was put them back in prison. And it's sad and it's fucked up, and it's like a generational thing. And when does it stop? When is it that um the rich kid that raped that girl, get harsher sentences other than 6 months probation because their father got a little bit of money to push out? They treat justice as an assembly line, and what they do is the motherfuckers that can afford to get away with it, they do. And the people that can't afford a lawyer or a proper attorney, we get buried underneath the jail. And then it's not fair because we expect these men to get out of prison and to be successful, and all you're doing is setting them up for failure. If they fuck up, don't get me wrong, if they fuck up, like if they kill someone or torture someone or, anything like that, then do what you got to do. But if they're out here stealing or they're out here doing whatever it is that they're doing, can't we think of a program? Like, can't we make these people mandatory go to Job Corps, or like try to change their life, or mandatory put them into the army instead of making these young boys go to prison and sitting in prison? And, you know, we have to fork out more tax dollars because there's prisons that's overpopulated, and we got to figure out for these young men or women or whoever places for them to go and to store them and to feed them and to make sure that they have all the personal necessities or the medical attention that they need. And I think that um, it starts young. It starts young. I wish that I would have been wiser than what I am today. I think that I would have went ahead and went to college and got a degree, but I was so into wanting a family, nothing mattered but trying to be a family. And I tried that with my middle school love, and it didn't work out for us, and so on and so forth. And I am still today, 31 years old, still trying to get that family because it's something that they deserve. It's something I deserve. They deserve me and I deserve them. But anyways, back to the point. I always got to throw my boys in a video. But back to the point, I just think that if the judge wasn't so cruel on my cousins and my brother, then life would have turned out differently. Then maybe I would have never been in the foster care unit to begin with. Maybe none of this would have ever happened because we would have had a different fate. Maybe. But that's all I got to say about that. I appreciate everybody listening to my YouTube videos when I am just talking, just plain and normal. I know y'all must think that I'm a crazy bitch, but let me tell you something. I've been through a little bit of everything, and I'm still here. I'm still here. I still got a positive head on my shoulders. I'm still doing the damn thing, and I look forward to being reunited with my children because I know eventually one day that it will happen because I will be persistent until it does. But I believe that something has to change within the government. I mean, completely, like all of it. Nothing can change overnight, and I realize that. But I got faith in God that something big is going to happen. Something's going to change. Thank you guys for listening, and always stay blessed. Out, motherfuckers.